Welcome to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, mum, FIFO wife, MBA, coffee lover, survivor superfan, and creator of the email experience. In Easy Email Marketing, you'll benefit from my nearly 20 years experience, where I'll be teaching you all the tips, tricks, and insider info on how to create feel-good, non-spammy experiences for your subscribers. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to the Easy Email Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Yael Keown, and today is the final episode in my series all about fixing your engagement in your emails. And we're focusing in on the fourth and final step, the one we are all here for, converting to sales. How are we going to get more sales from our emails? This is why you're in business. This is why you are doing email marketing in the first place. So this is the fourth step because people need to go through the previous 3 steps before they get to converting to sales through this channel. So number 1 is deliverability if someone sees your emails. Number 2 is opening those emails. Number 3 is clicking. And then 4 is those sales conversions. Of course, unlike the other 3, this engagement step is not reliant on someone going through the previous steps. They can, of course, purchase by coming directly to your website, by coming off social media, by coming from a variety of different channels. But statistics still show that email marketing has the highest conversion rate of any online channel. It is also the most efficient. It is the most effective because you are marketing to a warm audience. They are more likely to see your messages and a whole variety of other reasons which we will explore in this episode. But of course, if you are struggling converting your subscribers to sales, it is very important that you check your deliverability, your opens and your clicks to make sure that those are performing well, because without that happening, it is very difficult to expect someone to convert to sales without that effort. So if you're having trouble with any of those previous steps, make sure to check out the relevant episodes that come before this. So, of course, the number 1 way to get sales via email is to actually ask for the sale. The biggest hesitation, especially from female business owners that I see, is that they do not want to be annoying or they don't want to come across as salesy. So what happens is one of 2 things. Number 1, you hide. You just help, and you never mention your offer. Or if you do, it is just slightly hidden there in your PS. Or perhaps you just never send anything because you can't think of anything else to send, and then it comes around to when you have to sell, so you just send out something sort of apologetic and you say, oh, by the way, here's a way you can work with me. This is all a big mindset thing. You are here to help your audience, whether it is through your products, your services, through your programs, whichever way you are showing up in the world and helping them or providing them with beautiful products. The best way that you can do that is for them to purchase from you. And of course, the only way they can do that is if they see your offer in the first place. So if you do not even give them the opportunity, then you are actually doing a disservice to them. And remember, they have signed up to your list for a reason. People are not stupid. They have signed up knowing they will get emails and knowing those emails will likely include offers, especially if you are an e-commerce business and they signed up for a 10% off discount code. That means they want sales emails. This is what people expect. Of course, that does not mean all we are doing is sending sales content. If you listen to the previous episode, you know that I talk about including other non-sales engagement opportunities to help increase your deliverability, etc. So if you've been putting in the work across the design, your content, and all those engagement strategies that I've mentioned in the previous episodes and my Engaging Emails program, you will know that you have been helping, you have been creating that proactive engagement, and the sales conversation is just a natural extension of that. So how can we strategically place sales in our email marketing strategies, in our email marketing practices, in a feel-good way? Well, the first thing we can think about is in line with the strategic content creation driver. So this is all about building that runway. This is where your sales begin. They begin long before you send that first sales email. If you are sending helpful content, that is what's building trust and the knowledge and helps them make a decision. Engaging content is what builds the relationship. It makes them feel connected with you and, of course, increases those stats. So by the time you get around to ask for the sale, the decision is mostly already made. So this applies to launches and sales promotions. So jumping straight in to the buy now without doing that warm-up work, with the caveat being unless they have said, 10% off code, that is often why promotions fail, because you're just jumping straight in without really laying that groundwork ahead of time. Of course, that doesn't mean you cannot sell in between your heavier quote-unquote promotional periods. We can actually use our design, so our first driver, conversion-focused email design, to still provide opportunities for people to buy from you. So the idea here is that the main body of the email might be focused around your helpful content or your engaging content, but you can still have sales supporting content blocks around that. So think about things like testimonials, risk reversal elements like where you put in icons for shipping times, guarantees, return policies, and my favorite, the sandwich sales strategy where you might use the space like the pre-header, the PS, or the footer sections where you wrap your sales content and your sales mentions around your main body content. So this is about just constantly reminding, planting seeds, building confidence over time using your design. Of course, when it comes to your explicit sales email, so the ones where you are putting out that invitation or you're making that offer or you're having a promotion, make sure you are being really, really clear and you have those distractions reduced. So don't go and fill up that email with a whole pile of blog posts or extra resources. Keep it focused and clear on what you want that subscriber to do. Remember, someone has 9 seconds where they will scan an email. So if you are sending that sales email, you want them to know what it is you're offering and how they can take action within that 9 seconds, and of course why they want to. And design really enhances this through those strategic content blocks, or just making sure that that is nice and clean, easy, clickable, accessible, and someone knows exactly what they are doing. Now, I could not talk about sales via email without talking about automation. Now, OmniSend have put out some stats that says that automated emails convert 2,361% better compared to campaigns. And that is not a typo. Remember, this is because these automations are all about timing. So they are sent when someone has done something that indicates they are interested. So whether it's their first signed up to your list and therefore are actively looking for a solution now, or perhaps they've abandoned a cart or done a browse abandonment, or you could do things like win-backs or upsells and cross-sells. So catching people when they are considering buying or when they are more likely to buy, and then giving them that opportunity with these automations. And a side note here, that while we have post-purchase automations as well, sales might not come from these, but these are worth mentioning because these emails, your post-purchase automations, are the ones that will get high clicks, high engagement, will validate people's decisions, will reinforce that they have made a great decision and make them feel good about you so that they're more likely to come back. But also you'll get those opens, those clicks, those higher rates that will help influence all that deliverability, all those opens, all those clicks for everyone else in your ecosystem. So this is all a compounding effect, right? So once you start building out some of these automations, you are relying less on your campaigns to do the heavy lifting for you, and your automations are doing it. And yes, this is where you get those literal sales in your sleep. Next up is the segmenting and personalization driver. One of the most effective ways to increase sales is to make the sales opportunities, those invitations, more relevant to your subscribers. Relevance is crucial, and this is one thing that email marketing really has the leg up on everything else, because it can be so personalized and tailored to each individual person. But before I even get stuck in to how you can segment your audience by different offers for different people, this also covers those hesitations that you have about sending offers to people who have already purchased something or who are not interested. So again, one of the big hesitations I see from especially female business owners is that they don't want to send these emails out. They don't want to be annoying people who have already purchased it, or who they know are not interested in this offer. So segmenting combats that straight away. You can automatically remove people because they've already purchased, or you can remove people because they have chosen to opt out of that Black Friday campaign or of that launch. They don't want to see those emails, but they want to see everything else. Or you might choose to target people by interest. So maybe people are interested in certain topics or are at a different stage, and you might send different offers to them, or it could just be slightly different messaging. So this all comes down to things like having awareness of the sales stage. So if someone is a brand new lead, you might talk to them in a very different way than someone who is a repeat VIP customer, or someone who is engaged versus unengaged. So sending relevant offers to the right people is highly, highly effective in increasing those conversion rates and also alleviating that struggle you have, that internal struggle you have of annoying people. And we can take this even a step further by using conditional content blocks. So this is combined with our design element and saying that, okay, maybe we show different offers to different people within the same email based around what we know about them. Or perhaps it's just we use slightly different wording to increase that relevance. So it's all about that right message going to the right person at the right time. So sales from email is this culmination of a whole variety of different strategies. We firstly, of course, need those emails delivered. We want people engaging, opening, clicking. We need to have a robust content strategy that includes a runway, that includes alternative opportunities for people to engage with you, and that builds that trust factor so that when you put out your offers, they are ready to buy. It includes, of course, automation, so sending emails at the time someone is most likely to buy. And then there is segmenting, so that is about sending to the right people, and so that every single offer is going to the most relevant and most interested audience. Of course, there are also a full variety of sales-specific strategies that you can use. And if you've been listening to this episode thinking you need some more of these ideas and you need to go deeper into these areas, plus want some of these quick win sales strategies, then definitely check out my program, Engaging Emails. In the driver dedicated to sales conversion strategies, we look at things like your mindset, practical ways to increase urgency, specific campaign strategies like how you can do flash promotions, etc., and some creative ideas for e-commerce businesses, service providers, and digital creators. So some ways just to make it a little bit fun, a little bit more interesting for you. Of course, sales is just one of these drivers. Inside Engaging Emails, we look at the full picture, the strategic content creation, the deliverability, the automations, the segmentation, the design, the opens, the clicks, all of it, the whole iceberg, not just the bit above the surface, not just the words. Learn more about that at yaelkeown.com/engage. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you about what you've enjoyed from this episode or what you want to know more about in future episodes. Let me know over on Instagram. I'm at yaelkeown, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Easy Email Marketing. It's an absolute honor that you chose to listen. If you love this episode, then it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review so that others can find this podcast and make their email marketing easy too. Finally, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Until next time, have an awesome day and make sure to keep showing up and serving in those inboxes.